didn't mention earlier, wear a mask. Okay, so gonna run a 320 stick it on medium pad over all these bigger, flatter areas, and then switch over to 600 on the interface to finish cleaning it up. I already got started here on you guys. I thought camera was running, not. So yeah, this is ready for 600. Get rid of all these black spots. Keep going, knock this all down, and I'll bring you back after. The little imperfections will start showing up as things sand down. There's a little spot there, so just put a little bit of the red glaze in there right now before I get back to this side. We'll do some of these radius lines along here. Don't want to. I could run up and down there with the interface, but I ain't gonna do that. Do this by hand. So I got 320. I got a piece of Scotch-Brite. Let's just put that in there like that. Fold it around. Fold it around, and then I can get in these areas like that. I mean, this would be probably the hardest part to do. You gotta do it by hand instead of with the DA, but you know, there's a good foot of it already done. It's just a matter of seconds. Okay guys, just about got this first sand done. I just want to share something with you here. I mentioned I was using 320 stick it, and I wrapped it around a piece of Scotch-Brite. Now there's this little piece of piping here that I don't want to touch. I want to try to stay away just from this edge right here. So what I've been doing is going along. If you notice my little finger is resting outside of the sandpaper, and as I go along, I use that as a feeler guide, and I can work away. And every time my finger comes back to touch that piping, I know to stop, and it'll leave a little 3/8 gap there that I'll go around real meticulously later and pick up. Okay, so I'm back to that spot I showed you there where I was running my finger along. I got the paper now actually folded over to an edge, and I'm just slowly working that little tiny little bit that I didn't catch. Because you can move a lot faster if you don't actually come into the edge and then just come along and do it after. Now this rounded piping, I'm going to go over it with just the Scotch-Brite pad itself, because it'll conform to that piping. Yeah, I come across in my drawer some of these red 600 grit stick it, so I used a bunch of those because they're a little bit cheaper than these, but I still like these on the interface. So I'm gonna pop one, blow this off, because this has all been done. This has been done, that's been done, that's been done. So I'm just gonna blow this off with air, get this on the interface pad, and then do these radius edges, and then clean it up by hand, and give it one more good going over, looking for any imperfections or missed spots on the primer, and be ready for paint. Okay guys, here's another one of those real life situations painting in your garage. This was all sanded, blown off. I brought it back in the garage. It's been sitting in here for a little bit, and what do you see? Fly shit. Now that didn't wipe off with lacquer thinners, so gonna have to give it a little rubby rub with some 600. And then a wipe with some lacquer thinners. Little bastards. Okay, looks like things are good to go. Mix up a little bit of sealer, put in the minigun. And then I'll be shooting the base ANI F160 clear with the FLG5. went over everything with wax and grease remover, and then tacked it all off, ready to put sealer on. I got some base coat in the 9-ounce D cup in the F160. I'm gonna start out, gonna do all these edges, and that's important. Always do the edges first, and then there's the mechanism here for releasing the latch. I got to get all up in underneath and stuff, and then I'll pick a side, probably this far side, and paint towards my fan. Okay, so not a perfect first coat. It's kind of patchy. Doesn't matter. There'll be another coat to put over top, and it's black. I'm sure it'll all fill in just fine. It's this little bits of stuff that keep falling from the sky that kind of pisses me off. Is what it is. Scratch job. Okay, so wow, full quart of mixed base in so far. I had another half quart in a drawer, reloading the gun, and I hit it some more. I let it dry out, and then gonna be mixing up a lot of clear. This is gonna take probably a quart of clear to get 2 coats on this. Okay, so gonna give it a quick tack and blow off there. Got clear all mixed up, and shoot it. Okay, so that's like 40 ounces of clear at least to get 2 coats on here. And I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's hard to tell. To wait for it to cure up and then pull it outside. There's a lot of dust in it, and that was expected. We are in the garage, and I didn't wet the floor down because it's just a truck cover, you know, box cover. So we'll see, let this cure up. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Alright, so this next morning I pulled the cover out from here to out there. But before we go out there and discuss the situation, I'm gonna finish up our expenses. So we're looking at all total around 160 bucks to do what I did to that cover out there. Now these expenses do not include the disposable D-cup liners and lids, thinners to clean the gun, wax and grease remover, you know, shop rags, just other small supplies. So yeah, it's a little bit more than that, but that's a pretty close figure for what the expense went into doing this out here. Now it isn't without incident though. It does look not too bad. There are some really glossy spots, and there are other spots that are not so glossy. Now what caused that? I knew exactly what was going on when I did tacked off the base coat. You could feel with the tack cloth it was very dry. The tack cloth wanted to almost grab the base coat. So it had a texture in it, and once that texture's in there, you can put as much clear as you want on. That texture just does not go away. It's going to stay in the finish. So how did that happen? Well, I got Mr. Big Fan here, and I was running a medium reducer in that base coat because it was a nice temperature in here when I started. I didn't have the fan running when I put that little bit of sealer on, and then I got the fan rolling, and then it started to get hotter in here and hotter in here. Now there's a reason for that. Is there's the ceiling is just an open ceiling up here, so you just have the rafters and boards and asphalt shingles on the top. So you know, it might have been nice down here where I was working, but up there, pretty damn hot. So once the fan got rolling, all that hot air kept getting sucked down, and it was creating a non-flowing situation with the base coat, almost force drying it. But once I had, once I had a couple coats down, I was committed, you know. So I cleared it out, and it is what it is. So something always to learn. Quite often when it's hot like that, I don't even run the fan, but this was a big panel and I didn't have a lot of choice. So there you have it, guys. Always learning something. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next project.